Hello everyone, I'm not looking at chat, just posting in the Discord and such. Hello everyone. Good job beating Dark History. That fight was fun. It's obnoxiously harder than most of the other stuff. You'll just have to beat all the cocoons for G-Self. It's really easy if you're not too far behind. Usually what I did is I just moved people into position and then chain attack everyone. Oh, wow, you guys can see my mouse. That's interesting. Yep, it is definitely OP. It's probably one of the better units in the game. The only one I can think of that's better than that is the Crystal Unicorn if you beat all of Unicorn on Hell mode, I think. It's either Hell or Extra, I forget which one. But if you chain that up with the Awakening, then you can basically one-shot almost anyone. I think at the very end of the game, I was able to one-shot Dark History with, like, a single attack. So I guess, what, Titans today maybe? Or do we want to do the AUG and finish up Kamille? So we still need to do both, but we haven't done Scirocco yet, and I think we need to beat Scirocco to get to the, like, final, the, like, good ending for the Titan, or the perfect ending for the Titans. Not really good ending. In Crossrays, turn A is pretty good. I haven't got turn X yet, but if you can get Moonlight Butterfly, you can mostly kill anyone, even with base stats. Like, even with the generic pilot like I'm using right now, you can absolutely crush people with it. And you can get it in the very beginning of the game if you get the DLC. You just need to do a couple of the dispatches, which don't take too long. They're kind of annoying. And you got to make sure you get the achievement for Moonlight Butterfly so you can get more without trading it in, or you're just kind of screwed. So as far as the Titans go, at the end of the last stream, I was going to do Buren and Yazan, but I noticed that story-wise they're slightly different. So I figured I'd do them on stream. I didn't notice till after I had finished the Dalaman Desert, but there's also the New York stuff, which is interesting. Literally, it's just the same, like, survive Char's attack. So all I did was fuck with him for a little while. The Dalaman Desert was actually kind of hard, because, like, no one would... Amuro was fighting some Zaku's and getting his ass kicked. So I'd have to, like, fight some Zaku, switch over to Robo Rawl, defeat Robo Rawl, switch back. But we have that stuff to do with Buren, so... We'll get to experience it in a bit. We also need to do, well, we finished up Jared as far as we can for now. So I think we need to do some Scirocco. Or maybe even save Capricorn. I don't think saving Capricorn gets us a very good end. Or at least a change to the good end. But we can always try it. Because it's not mentioned here. You know, Jared more cares about Lila than he does Capricorn. But, guess we should do some Buren until some more people get in. Like, you guys can go watch how much fun I have at New York. Literally same tactic as the other ones with the Zaku's. Just run behind white base and let the enemy shoot at you, but shoot at the wall behind you, so it counts as you dodging. Amuro will pop up in about 30 seconds, I think. Right around the time the Zaku's show up. So, you just want to... want to hang out around here. And just wait till the Zaku comes up to try to attack white base. He tried throwing a cracker. Oops. I misaimed that one. So yeah, we're not getting 100% accuracy. So that counts as missing. Could go in the first time, can't go back. Hey, Amuro. You should go fight Char. Probably be better for you. Oh, hey, Char. Or Sha.
Good move, mobile suit.
If it comes up into the leg, I'll kill it, but... Ah, come on, camera. Oh. He ran away already. I don't remember him doing that before, but oh well. Hey Mage, how's things? The ground GM had higher armor, more armor, I should say, and a better reactor. So technically it was a lot better. In this game though, I kind of like the standard GM a bit more. Like stat-wise it's kind of crap, but this one has a melee that, like, it has a 2-hit melee, so it's not the best. I missed the chance that we'd get to shoot the gal. He has a 2-hit melee, so you can't really chain your melee together. You can kind of do it with jump slashes, but it's not very good. Though it does start with the normal beam rifle, which is always kind of nice. It's a bit better than the beam spray gun, though. This game, the beam spray gun's just a beam rifle, so it's not a big deal.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah. I did absolutely garbage that time. But yeah, this is the fun one, though.
All right, we're heading out. Don't fall behind.
Though sadly, at the end of these, we're going to be forced to use some a normal GM for a while.
Not bad to react quickly.
It's not exactly better because the at least original ground Gundam had lunar titanium parts, so it had better armor and a better reactor. That being said, there weren't enough places to repair it, so it became kind of a mishmash. Which, for a logistics point of view, is much worse than the normal ground GM. So I wouldn't say it's always been better, or it's better, but it's really up to your personal decision. We're doing the Titans. So in the 1 Year War portion of the Titans, I thought it was 3 of the same thing, but it's 2 of the same thing and 1 very similar thing. So we're doing the 2 of the same thing because I did the very similar one on the end of the last stream. So we're gonna beat up Buren, and then I think we're gonna finish either Scirocco or maybe like Capricorn or something. Save them, and then in a little bit we will go and either do Kamille or mess around with the zombies. So this stage is kind of annoying because Amuro will keep trying to fight people shooting at you instead of fighting the enemy. So Rumble Raw will absolutely kick his ass. Like that. So what we gotta do is we gotta target Rumble Raw, because Amuro won't. Ah, damn it. We also apparently hit people with our claw shield. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. So, last time when I was doing this, I was watching Amuro just get heat rodded after heat rod because he was just ignoring Rumble Raw when he was right in front of him shooting at him. It was kind of stupid. But it worked. It was so much like the show, I was happy. Ah, damn it. Alright. Space aliens should go back where they came from. I won't let you. No, this is a PS2 game. These graphics on the PS4, that'd be funny. No, we don't get games like this anymore.
That all you got?
Hey, Alformo.
All right, let's get out of here.
I did a lot better on this one than I did on the last one. Like, I almost died like twice last time. It's kind of sad. Yeah, so there's like, so Tlumkin and then Belfast before, right? Like, we just skipped to Odessa for Lilla. So I'm assuming this, oh yeah, this gives us the ground GM, or ground Gundam. So I'm assuming it's going to be very similar, but slightly different. And then we'll go and do like Scirocco or something, and I'll do Yazan in my own time unless you guys want to see that. But it's basically the same thing here. Also, you remember that time when they were aquatically assaulting Belfast using some Zaku 1s? I do. It was an interesting time. Some Zegoks will appear, and I think some Gogs, I don't really remember. I used a Gog on the stage, but I don't remember if... like, against no mobile suit, the ground Gundam is great, but it's an in-between between the ground GM and the Gundam. Like, it was useful at parts, but because it never really had a production line, it always had its issues, and was always weaker than it should have been. But if you don't have a mobile suit, or you're using captured Zakus, like, it makes sense to why it exists. That being said, it looks cool. Plus the chest machine gun. Ooh, that was a bazooka round. Saw that one coming. Oh my god. Mostly base defense, logistics, that kind of stuff. They made a lot of Zaku 2s, but they also made a lot of Zaku 1s at the very beginning of the war. and many people moved through them. But because of like shortened supply lines and how stupid Zeon was about producing things, they had to use them for like extra duties. Sometimes they'd even use them in combat, and a lot of times they would be left over, and Zeon remnants after the 1 Year War would use them. The ground Gundam isn't exactly a ground GM with a Gundam head. Parts of it were leftover parts from Side 7 that got taken with the white base and moved over for study and all that kind of stuff. And those were adapted into being used for the ground GM, or parts of the ground GM and the GM itself. So it had some Gundam parts, some ground GM parts. The only problem is they didn't make any more of the parts, they just used what they had. So you had stuff like the GM head where they couldn't afford to replace the head.
Let's get out of here.
Hey, we got the ground GM. Ow. Oh yeah, right, I forgot this one had like, you know, a shit ton of equipment. We used that one before. Let's go with the rocket launcher. People were saying it was garbage, but yeah. The big Rang would be decent if it wasn't so big. That's the only real problem with it is it's the size, because it has the hull of a, what was it, a Musai? Or it might have been a Salamis, I forget, it was something like that. If it didn't have such like a large profile, it'd be a lot more useful, but because of its size, you could target it with both mobile suits and battleships, and it doesn't really have the armor for a battleship. I mean, the Grublo could literally pull enemy ships apart, which had its uses. Especially for Zeon remnants after the war. You'd fly in, grab the escort ships, and just tear them apart. And then you'd be able to make the transport ship surrender, which allowed you to steal, you know, food and supplies and everything you need. I always thought that was a really cool tactic, and I wish one of the shows would have used it, but they never do. We don't know what GM means. It was based off of the Gundam data and the ground GM data and all that kind of stuff to develop it, but we've never been flat out told where or what it comes from. Some people think it's general model, general machine, Gundam mass produced, all that kind of stuff. Dom. If I had to prefer one of them, it would be either a Dom or an Efrit. I like how the Efrit looks, but the Dom just has the highest survivability rating. And plus, who doesn't like fast attacks? And, you know, if I was Federation or Zeon, I could use it because they did capture some Doms. They weren't as used because everyone was rolling out GMs, but they used them for base defense and scouting and everything because, well, it's kind of hard to beat a mobile suit that can move at 90 miles an hour. Though I will say the best mobile suit of the 1 Year War is either the Gelgoog or the GM Sniper 2. Because the GM Sniper 2 is, like, except for armor, equal to the Gundam. Like, you can't beat that. Sadly, they're only limited production, though.
Alright, let's get out of here.
I hadn't even noticed the pun until you mentioned it, Mage, actually. Hey, we get to go to the Grand Canyon. Did we do that one before? Oh, yeah, we did. Okay. We get to go fight Dozle in the Grand Canyon, because we all know that happened.
Don't fall behind.
We did do that last stream, though, jumping around the Grand Canyon with Dozle. Oh, hey, Astray.
They're reacting quickly.
Just doing some Buren stuff. Yeah, it is even the best in Rise from the Ashes, but that fight is kind of bullshit because of that rhino. Like, first, like, fighting Vish Donahue isn't all that bad, but then as soon as you get to that rhino, it's kind of bullshit. It's like, hey, you like missiles, so I put some missiles in your missile? Oh, and I can fire these infinitely, so don't worry about it. Except for in my game where he got stuck in a corner. That was fun. Mm-hmm. I remember a bunch of people got mad at me because during the Gao stage on that one, I only blew out 2 of the engines. I was like, oh, it's on fire, it's dying. And it wasn't. That's when people figured out I don't listen to cutscenes, ever. And I'm bad at games, but that's kind of expected. Oops, I am out of boost. Yeah, I think we're gonna, like, be forced to use the thing for the rest of the game unless we get to go back on Earth stages, but I don't think we do. At least we didn't in the last one. Done and done. Yeah, I really wish the effort was in this game too. I like the effort. It's kind of a better version of the Gauf, you could say. It was one of the few Zeon mobile suits that was produced on the planet. Because, you know, now that the doll's a thing, it's not the only one. But yeah, it's from Cross Dimensions, the game with the pixie in it. It's
let's get out of here.
It's just a high-powered combat mobile suit. And it looks cool, so, yeah. Yeah, okay, I think we're back on the same route as everyone else. Let's use a missile launcher for funsies.
Mobile suit team, launch.
Need to play 0081 again. Hey, Darian.
Let's attack them at once.
Oh, Amuro's here. I did not notice. Hey, Vex. Oh, they're short-range missiles. Lame. Oh well. My jumping into the water strategy as I fired missiles did not work. I mean, technically, the Beam Magnum uses E-caps, so anyone could use it. It would blow off the arm of the suit, but you could do it. Just kind of funny that the limiting factor for one of the most powerful weapons in UC is the arm. That's why you get things like the Silver Bullet, which... Not the Silver Bullet, this one is pretty good. If you're into the SD Gundam games, you can check the channel for them if you're curious. Those are pretty good, though they're more, square-based tactical games instead of, like, combat like this. Gundam Vs has an English translation. But a lot of the, like, the better Gundam games don't have English translations because there was this game called Crossfire in 2006, I want to say. It was a launch title for the PS3, and it ran like absolute garbage. And it didn't sell very well by, like, anyone's records. So Bandai had come out and flat out said that, you know, the reason why the game didn't do very well in America is because Westerners hate Gundam. That's what the joke is from. Oh yeah, I forgot about GB3. So Gundam Breaker 3 also got an English translation for Southeast Asia. You can buy the Break Edition if you want. You won't need to buy any DLC or anything because the Break Edition comes with it. But it's a lot of fun. Though, I personally don't see it as the best Gundam game ever created like some people do, but that's me. Yeah, that one was definitely my fault. I was looking at chat.
That all you got?
Yeah, seriously. Like, I recorded that whole thing and, like, the highest FPS I got was 22. All the way down to points where I was getting 6. It was real bad. Oh, wow. So, Lilla's Solomon is hard. His... normal. Is there a difference between the two? No. That's funny. Yeah, we can't use the ground... Or, can we use the ground stuff? Oh, wait, this is Jabro Underground. I thought we were on Solomon. Never mind. Oh, God.
Let's attack them at once.
You can get the PC version. Well, you can kind of get them if you want to try them out. They're only sold in Southeast Asia, but, you know, there's ways around that if you want to... If you want to try out the Super Robot Wars games. I suggest V if you're starting out. It should probably be the cheaper one, and it's a lot of fun. X is kind of... Well, X is really easy, but it's also kind of out of the way. I am not Greek. I'm Irish. I might have some Greek in me, but I'm mostly Irish. And German. But... like, I'm quite actually about half Irish, half German, I think. Something like that. There's a little bit of Scots in me as well. Most do not. Very few mobile suits actually had escape pods. That's why things like the Rick Diaz, the Sazabi were different, is because they actually had escape pods. So, most mobile suits after the Zeta era would shoot out the cockpit from the front using a bunch of, using, like, blasting caps and everything, and just kind of shoot you out there and hope you survive. And in case you weren't going to survive, it comes with a 14mm pistol, which had one bullet and just strong enough to get through a normal suit. Hey, tidal wave? I have I actually physically purchased a copy of J to play it, and I have never touched it. I think I got, like, past the first stage, and then there was, like, I think Mazinger kid, one of the Mazinger guys, showed up, and then I stopped. God damn. The Zoc generally is not this good. There. Yeah, approximately around the end of Zeta, they started just, you know, your pilot seat was your survival pod and hope you don't die. Of course, most people did end up dying or killing themselves, depending on what had happened. You had either 2 hours of emergency oxygen, or you died. That was it.
That all you got?
Jay got an English patch, right?
Let's get out of here.
I think I still have a copy of No Money GBA, so I could... Theoretically, I could stream it, I think. Oh, yeah. So now we're on Solomon, we can't use the ground stuff, so we have to use the normal GM.
Mobile suit team, launch.
Or we could play it in Japanese. I wouldn't mind that too much, but I find reading and playing at the same time is kind of hard. Oh, hey, we get Slugger. Hey, John.
That all you got? You fell for it.
Are you guys having build day today, John? Ah, okay. I jumped back on Slugger. I was not expecting that. Hey, Pedro. How's things? Was that Bright or Slugger? I don't know his English VA. I was about to say, I need to move before Dozle steps on me. I'm not about that life. I really should be fighting Big Zom, but I'm not. Because I decided that this Galgoog was more important. God damn it. Freaking Dom, man. Well, you see, Zeon thought it was a good idea because they had to theoretically get into a base that was 2.5 miles underground. And so what's the best way to do that instead of finding a bloody siege? Just drill a hole through the outside of the base. Or with something like the Big Zom, well, you have one mobile armor that counts as an entire fleet and can take out an entire fleet. So you don't really have to worry about a lot of things. But with the Federation, they had no need for something like that because, one, it's a dumb idea, two, it's a waste of resources, and three, they really didn't have much use for it. And if the Federation had seen a need for it, they probably would have done it. They didn't have one, though. This is also the Lala mission, so I think we need to kill Lala. Or should we save Lala in case that's a special thing?
Not bad, they're reacting quickly. I see it.
But yeah, the amount of money they poured into weird prototypes and stuff like that is actually seen one of the reasons Zeon lost the war. Is because they prototyped so much crap that ended up getting destroyed.
Brother, stand back!
It's Artesia.
That's a good question. We don't actually know why the Federation never made any, like, hovering suits like the Dom, and why that line just kind of died off. Like, they really should have. Like, it was a good idea. And for what it was, like, very efficient. Like, the legs might have been a weakness, but who cares when, you know, you can deploy, like, 10 miles away in 8 minutes? The DX Gundam is the X Divider. Basically, so, I think it was episode either 17 or 27 of Gundam X, with the main characters and the Freedom being the ship crew, found that the enemy United Alliance or Nations or whatever was developing a new Gundam that was more powerful than the X Gundam, and theoretically could use the satellite laser, which was something only the Gundam X could use because it needed a new type like Lila, and the only other one, which was Callus, was kind of on their side after the loss, or after the stuff that had happened in Fort Servan. And so they were developing one that could be used by anyone, which would give them insane combat power. Well, the main character steals that, and that becomes his primary mobile suit. The Gundam X that he and Tifa had left, because they didn't need it anymore, was instead taken over by Kamille, who is the ship captain and also a Newtype. And the modified one without the satellite cannon they called the X Divider. So it wasn't actually his original Gundam X. The one he had was just one they had uncovered from that construction site. He had the controller for it. But that was it, and he stole the control, or Geralt stole the controller in the beginning.
This is ugly. You're finished.
There's talk that actually the DX was the original Gundam that had got thrown into the Lorelei Sea. It's also around the same time as Newtype Dolphins. You know what? Fuck it. Okay, that didn't work.
Is that all you got?
But yeah, the G Defensor, or the X Divider, not the G Defensor. Oh, there was a Lala survivor. Good thing I didn't kill her. But the X Divider didn't actually have the satellite cannons.
Mobile suit team.
It had that shield that absorbs beams and redirects them. Which, I don't know why no one else used that. It would have been a good idea. But I guess Kamille was the only one who thought that was a good idea.
Gundam, please hang on!
Well, he says he could, but the mechanic kid is kind of, you know, like 12, and believes him to be the best mechanic in the world. He might be right. That's the funny part, but whether he could or not, we never saw. No doubt, one of the main antagonists who was going to become an ally and get the 4th Gundam in the series probably would have had a satellite cannon too, because there were references that she might be a new type as well. But she got cut out because Gundam X got cut like 7 episodes short, I think.
I've got him.
It's either 7 or 9, I forget. I think it was 43 episodes, but... Or, no, it was 42 episodes and the original Gundam was 43, I think.
Why'd you get
It's
Lala
something like that,
involved,
anyway.
Star? You know she wasn't meant to be a warrior.
I really like Gundam X, I just wish there was more world building to it. Because it was literally post-apocalyptic Earth, but with giant giant robots and, you know, scavengers using giant robots and stuff like that. So it depends on what you consider, like, what kind of world or situation you're in. In Gundam, beams are almost always better, except for an IBO, due to reasons. But in real life, bullets are actually a lot better in space than they are on the Earth, because they don't have to deal with, like, drag and air resistance and stuff. But that gets dangerous, because a bullet in space will fly forever. Like, quite literally. And since it doesn't lose any, like, speed or anything in flight, it actually gets kind of bad when they get piercing, because it'll go through what you're shooting at and keep going. Yeah. So in Gundam X, Operation British, or the colony drop, wasn't a single colony, it was like 200 colonies. Literally, they blotted out the sky with colonies. And so, yeah, everything kind of gets shaken up and all governments get destroyed. We won the 1-year war, yay! We got a truce. But, now we get to save Lala. It's already the same battle as before, except for Lala's here. Which means we'll probably end up killing Lala, it's fine.
Not bad, they're reacting quickly.
Yes, because the Space Revolutionary Army is Space Mongolians.
There it is.
Which reminds me, I need to play some, or I need to stream some more Stellaris. I think the Gundam mod got updated for the Mega Corps already. I'm not quite sure though. Yeah, because there's no matter around you in space, heat doesn't, like, dissipate as easily because the air and stuff can't grab the heat. So you actually kind of get an issue where you overheat things and they don't cool down in space. Which actually gets an issue with bullets as well, because if you don't make them out of, like, depleted uranium, they'll melt. But if you make them out of depleted uranium, you can't get that hot unless you hit a sun.
How'd you get Lala involved,
But
Star?
depleting uranium's really
Meant
easy.
to be a warrior.
Especially when you have, you know, space-age nuclear reactors.
Fight
Nobody likes to admit their own mistakes due to
No. Not at all. The thing about Axis is a 300 trillion ton space fortress. You'd need more than a fleet to take that thing out. That's why, if it wasn't for the Axis shock, like, the Earth Federation would have been fucked. There's basically nothing you can do to Axis. It's too big. Like, you had to use the well, you could possibly use the solar array, but even then, I don't think it would. That's my personal opinion. Yes, if you have a black hole gun, that's different.
I'm taking you with me.
Yes, yes I am. Mainly because I'm taking more damage from Lala than I am from Char. Ah, God.
Space aliens should go back where you came from.
Which one was Memento Mori?
All right, let's get out of here.
Oh. Yeah, so we got Newtype research was accelerated, which means this is the 4 Rosamia arc. Yeah, I honestly don't remember that one, but yeah, it makes sense that they would have some sort of colony laser. Do we want to do more Yazon, or should we like work on Scirocco or Capricorn or something? Oh, why I am here, I'm going to save, because Viren has a lot of stages, damn it. Yeah, I'll finish up Yazon on my own time. Because that last one took like 30 minutes. Well, unless you guys want to see me do it all again, but... Yeah, Darian, this is a pre-violation with Yazon. Like, we haven't done anything with him yet. So, Scirocco?
Let's go.
From this game? I really like 4 joining the AUG. It's just like, yeah, they don't have the Psycho Gundam, but it's still kind of badass, plus it makes Kamille a lot less sad.
I had no idea the Titans were developing this kind of mobile armor. That organization is doing more than just mopping up the remnants of the Zabi family.
Miss Emma!
It's a Scirocco. Or Papsmir Scirocco. This is the Masala. It's a high-speed intercept mobile suit. Ironically developed based off of a raptor-shaped mobile suit from Jupiter that's designed to survive on the surface of Jupiter, which is very, very dense and very, very hot. And also under like 5 miles of goo or something, or 5 miles of bullshit. It is very powerful. Sadly, the Jupiter Raptor isn't in this game, though it is the closest thing Gundam gets to a Zoid. Like, even more than the Gaia Gundam. It is legitimately a Raptor with the Masala head. It is one of my favorite suits. It's from Tyrant Sword, which is, like, a very shonen Gundam manga. Yeah, we'll use this for a bit, but we're not gonna really keep it for too long because the O is pretty good. I mean, at some point I could play Zoid's Battle Legends too. I have a copy, I think. I don't know if my DVD reader can do like micro discs. My friend might be able to get me an HD GameCube though. He does custom modifications. The Titania was supposed to go to Emma. Yeah, we just get this major skip. Like, we just flat out assassinate Jamatov. Like, we do nothing besides that. And now we have to kill,
I'm launching.
Hammond. Yeah, the Titania was supposed to go to Emma when she, you know, joined Scirocco because she wanted to have little Scirocco babies and become Queen of Earth or whatever.
So, Scirocco's coming after me.
Yeah, we have Rekua and Sarah with us. We also get to see how many, like, how much ammunition they have. It's kind of weird. So I believe their top is their main gun, and then their secondary is their R1 attack. So the 49 right now is her bits. The O is developed on the concept that moving armor is a great idea and all if you don't have a ton of armor. But if you just give it a shitload, it won't matter how many times you get shot because, well, you just have a shitload of armor so the enemy can't pierce. Oh, it's the... Okay, it's the Balanokshan on the ham. Or the Belano Samahe? Or Balano Samahin.
Die, Scirocco!
Because, you know, we need Irish winter festivals as mobile suits.
Gonna be destroyed here! No way!
Yeah,
Everything's going as planned.
Does this unlock Sarah and, yeah, it does. Sarah and Rekwa. I forgot we didn't have them. But yeah, we get Rekwa. And she gets the Masala for that same battle. And Sarah apparently gets a Marisai. That is a good question why he didn't put an eye field on it. I just think he couldn't.
All right, let's go.
But the O also has a really useful ability if you have the...
Let's go.
If you have your Beam Saber out. It's one of the few mobile suits in the game that can block.
Now where's the core? Is that it? Bye, you pests. Simpleton.
Yeah, I guess it would be a rather large, obvious target. But it could still be useful. Though, yeah, in late UC, everyone has an eye field. Because why not? So, you know that Yagan pilot who reaches out and tries to grab the Gyaradoga pilot who jumps out of his cockpit? That's you. He is actually in CCA. The whole story from Blue Destiny is set as a flashback in that moment during the Axis Flash.
You've made a poor choice for your final rescue.
I believe it's you, Terry Sanders from MSO8, and one other character. I believe one of the 0083 guys, but I don't think that's canon anymore because they show up in Zeon. Moshe had ran away to Mars, at least. And we know Alpha, or Masturbates, dies at Grips. And surprisingly, you actually survives the Axis shock. He, during the end of the event, if you get the perfect ending, he talks to Marion and realizes, like, what he did for her. And so he's actually okay with it and leaves the military.
Don't take me lightly.
Don't get in my way.
Alright, camera, can you choose who you want to aim at? Yes, the Master. He's a really good fisherman. Yeah, we just had to knock Scirocco, or
Everything's going as planned.
Quattro or Haman away. Now we have to kill... I think this is actually Kamille.
Let's go.
This is just the straight Scirocco timeline.
Let's go.
Well, yeah, remember, they have a giant sea on Mars, like, so big that they could have a fleet of submarines in it. It covers almost 2/3 of the planet, in fact.
Bye, you pests.
Rochester, though, doesn't really like it. He prefers the desert, and he's the one with the cool Galgoog, so he gets to keep it.
That's your way. Always out of sight.
Nah, we're gonna save Kamille and make him part of the harem too.
I can't forgive him, even if it costs my body and soul. He has to be punished. He has to be.
You know Scirocco considered it.
Don't you understand? Monsters like him can't be allowed to live. I'm sure all of you do. You must cover everyone. Everyone will understand.
Yeah, I have the music on literally the quietest it can be. And it's still retardedly loud. But that's why I play without headphones, so... Usually, anyway. I do really like how how the O is basically my playstyle. Just like, yeah, hit him for a ton of damage and have a ton of health. It's fine.
Everything's going as planned.
Oh, you don't think Scirocco is just such a charismatic individual? That he had to trick those women instead of them actually just coming to him naturally? Nah, crazy, man. Any character in UC? That is a very good question. Because I would not want to be any of them. I feel really bad for most of them, and those I don't feel bad for are generally assholes. Oh, we'll play a little bit of Capricorn and then... Should we move over to the AUG or the Titans? Or AUG or Axis next? / Zeon. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Can I be like Alfredo or Chris, you know? The two people on the planet are like, oh shit. This war is about to get bad, isn't it? In CCA? Who may or may not, you know, be Christina McKenzie. Though it has not been confirmed one way or the other, and since CCA came out first, it clearly can't be a reference. Ah, damn it. See, I don't really... If I was Jared, I don't think I would really have as much problems as him, because I'm both not arrogant and... Like, I don't really fall in love that easily. So it'd be kind of like after Lilo would die, I literally just would not feel anything for, like, the rest of the conflict. Then it's like, oh, well, there's that Kamille asshole, I'll kill him one day. And then nothing would ever happen to it, because I'm also a bit of a coward. Yeah. So it seems like Axis Next will go and finish up like Dozle or Rumble Raw or Garma. Yeah, you know, go steal a ship and become a space pirate in the Bound Dock and then just tell people how powerful I used to be. Oh wow, I can knife a dude. Ah. Yeah. I mean, who's this Gates Kappa guy and why does he hang out with Rosami all the time? Oh, but he has a, you know, silver bound dock, so he's special, right? What do you mean he just disappears and no one ever requests a question? Like Dozre? I mean, the real question is, how do you pronounce Caecilia? Do you use it Caesarea or Caecilia? Or Casalia, as the earlier translations thought it was.
I'm coming back now.
Before we all decided on Caecilia. Now we have to survive in Earth's orbit and not die.
Kakarikon, heading out. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Is the Gundam MK2 out here? Focus. Don't forget where we are.
Ah, them Rick Diaz's are very sturdy.
That's why I'm seeing the chance. You have a point there.
Damn it, Jared.
I see you.
Again, damn it, Jared. Char is Char.
This time out.
Not yet.
Oh, that I didn't know. Honestly, I forgot. Gates exists. Gates Kappa exists. As did Bandai.
He's strong.
Kakarikon is too dangerous. He'll finish me if I deploy my Valyute. Is this the end? You always were a coward, Jared. Victory only comes with risk.
Wow. That Hyzak lost a leg.
You're gonna burn to death.
Last one I built? It's a hard one. Because I've bought like 30. I've bought like 30 of them since then.
Finished.
I think it was a Gelgoog Marine in 2017.
No way.
Also, I just killed my ally there. I have half started on a Sazabi, a GM, an original Gundam, a Kyrios, and then the Harut from 00, I think. Or no, that might have been the Kyrios that I was just thinking was the Harut. But hey, Capricorn's alive, yay! Doesn't really do much, but it did a thing. So now I think we need to, you know, finish up Sarah and Rekua, and then once we do those, or maybe it might be Yazan, or, you know, do the Lila Alive route, and then we could do some other stuff. But we are going to do some Zeon first. Though I'm going to check in on the AUG, see if we unlock something for getting that route, because I remember something like that. Like, one of the Titans ones you unlock, and then it also gives you an additional thing for the AUG. Hey, we're almost at 100% completion. When total completion's like 350, I think. Okay, yeah, there's nothing here. Which kind of sucks, but oh well. Axie time. So, I guess, should we finish up Dozle, or should we, like, work on Garma or Rumble Rawl or someone like that? So I think the choices are, Char, good route. Garma, good route, or Garma, semi-good route, kind of good route. The not dead route, at least. Rumble Rawl, good route. We could finish up Mash, who needs, God, like 5 stages. Fucking hell. And then Dozle on the good route. Excuse me. So I see one for Garma, one for Charma, and one for Garma. Or one for Char. Let's see, we theoretically have 4 for good route on Garma. Yeah, we'll do this one, then we'll do a bit of Char, I think. Because theoretically we have this one, then we have, like, 3 more.
Don't laugh, Char. The men are watching.
And so now we had this Gelgoog a month before it happened.
All hands launching.
Oh, so as far as copyright claims on the last video, so only 4 of them happened on the first day, right? That's usually what happens. Like, I was like, oh, so there's a unclaimed week, like, great. And like maybe 4 or 5 days later, like randomly in the middle of the night, in the middle of the week, it got 7 more claims. It was like, all right then. Yeah, the average for a video right now in this series is 7, but that one has 11. For some reason. They all happened late, so I think there are manual claims. Bandai is always watching. That's why Bandai is, you know, working with China on those facial recognition things, so they know when I'm streaming, and so they can claim the video. Oh, all the videos in this series have been claimed so far. Like all my streams. Yeah, so, you know how, like, after the night you wear your... the girl usually wears her boyfriend's shirt? Well, in this one, Garma grabs his boyfriend's mobile suit and uses that. It's fine. And then, you know, Char is stuck with using the slightly worse one, though that makes a lot more sense in this context than anything. Because these things didn't come out for, like, a month. Well, technically, like, they came out 5 days from now. 5 to 12, depending on which timeline you go by. Unless this was the origin timeline, then, like, a month. Because Solomon either happens on the 15th or the 20th, and Jabro is either on the 8th or the 15th. Is it hold down right trigger for the spin, or... Oh, no, yeah. It's R1 for the spin, and R2 for the swing. Oh no, this is the timeline where Garma survives. Did I... Oh, Okay, so he exploded when I grazed his, like, elbow joint.
Returning to base.
Hey, we got a Char Zegok. And so after this one, we do Solomon and then Aboku. And then we'll start working on Char a little bit. Once we get Char done and save Lala that way.
Force will surely be destroyed.
I guess we could finish up MASH, if you guys want to finish up the Black Tri-Stars. Or we could do Rumble Roll, and we'll do basically these same missions again. Yeah. Like, Garma's sitting next to Caecilio when Char goes and gets that headshot with the rocket launcher. Why'd you have to bring Lala into this, Char? She wasn't meant to be a warrior. It's a, I want to say Polynesian, god. It's like the giant who holds up the world or something crazy like that. It's kind of out of place because, I mean, they don't really use Polynesian gods for anything else. It might be like Indonesian as well. I might just, like, be making it more ancient than it needs to be. But it's a god in somewhere in that southeastern Pacific area that, like, they hold up the world or something like that. If you ever played Far Cry 3, it's that god at the end.
May the glory of victory be yours.
Ah, damn it. He beat me to that one.
Prepared for your punishment.
I'm pretty sure that guy's a spy. Like, his whole thing was stopping me from stealing the Gundam. Or was from killing the Gundams. I mean, you really can't use fire in space. Only as long as the oxygen supply remains, and if you do it that way, you destroy the oxygen supply. So it's generally not suggested you burn anything in space, but yeah, they did some weird stuff in Thunderbolt. I like how they did it, but I find a lot of the stuff about Aboku and Thunderbolt kind of weird. Like, oh hey, there was like 6 Zeons. So they never finished the Zeon, instead started building 6. Alright, that works, I guess. But I will say the breach combat in Thunderbolt was really cool. Oh, and side note, if anyone hasn't seen Thunderbolt and you're interested in it, it's on the Gundam Info wiki page. Or not wiki page, their channel. GundamInfo.info. And it's currently, both Thunderbolt and Bandit Flower are being shown. Hey, Solomon.
Garma unit launch.
Yes, one of them YouTube channels. And yes, what's her face? Bianca is best girl.
All hands launching. Good luck, Char. Roger.
The Atlas Gundam's honestly is just kind of, it is what the designer thought was cool. Or the main artist. Like, it's supposed to be an aquatic mobile suit, but it doesn't fit in anywhere in UC right now, so it's just kind of where it is. And hi, Soul Awaken, what's your question? Very few of the concepts for the Atlas are new, but it's a lot more powerful than a lot of mobile suits that, you know, come after it. So it's a little bit weird that, you know, it was never reused. And something like even the Spartan was kind of weird. Because the Spartan's like the size of the Dogo's gear. And that was the main thing with the Dogo's gear, is they couldn't really make it, or they couldn't really make ships that big at the time. And it was just being pioneered as a concept at the time. Like, the Doros was also strange because it was so big, but that was more of, let's make it bigger and put more stuff in it, instead of let's make a ship that actually makes sense. It's a lot easier to stick like 6 engines in a ship than it is to make one engine that could support enough of a ship where it needs 6. Thunderbolt is canon as the original writer wanted it to be. He flat out said that he just didn't want to deal with a lot of the stuff that's already exists in UC, and that's why he made it uncanon himself. But yeah, it's not, at least according to the author, it's not canon, and he designed it not to be canon. That's why there's quite a few things in there that just go against UC canon, is he was trying to be like, no, I'm different. But according to Bandai, it is canon, so whatever you want to go with, man. Negative Neo, have you been animated by Bandai? That's how you know if you're canon or not. Yeah, how I like to view Thunderbolt as far as canon goes is this is a story EO is telling, like, people in a bar. Did it really happen? Probably not. Was it cool, though? Yes. What do you mean by the Ace games? Do you mean like Ace Combat, or do you mean that GameCube game Elite Pilot?
Garma unit launch.
Because Elite Pilot is alright, but I feel like it's just kind of eh. Like, there's nothing new to it. It's just like, oh yeah, you fight these fights that happened in the show. And, oh, you die. Your character didn't die this time. The end. Like, it doesn't go anywhere from there. Yeah. The whole thing is like the authors looked at the wiki and was like, yeah, no, I don't want to be any part of this. Which, at least to me, like, massive respects to the Thunderbolt, to the author, I can't remember his name at this point, just because he's willing to live with the fact that everyone makes fun of his show. Exclusively because it's cool. Like, dude is a massive Gundam nerd, and I love that about it. That's a ground Gundam on Texas Colony, which is in space.
What are you doing?
Yeah, he was out in space, his mobile suit gets trashed, and what does he do? oh, he knows exactly where the enemy sniper position is, so he just kind of, you know, pulls up to it, knocks on the door, opens it up, blows the guy's face off, and then goes back and, you know, gets laid, you know. As normal people do, because he's a badass. Though, the one thing I will say about Thunderbolt is I really don't... a lot of people, like, say EO would care about, like, Kamille or Banana or anyone like that. I really don't think so. I think, like, EO would just be completely, like, spare himself from all of that. He's not really a charismatic character as much. He's not a Yazan or a Burning or anything like that. I would have to check. I think it comes with a download code, but it's all in Japanese and everything, so I have a Japanese copy of Crossrays. I also have an English copy of Crossrays. I've only played the English one so far, so I'd have to check, but I really wish they would have released it in English as well. But my thing with it is they don't upscale it at all. They just frame it. So, like, it runs, but it still has all the same problems that the WonderSwan version did. Yeah. So, I have the PS4 version of the Japanese version and the English version. And then I have the Steam version as well. But I have yet to have a crash, unlike some of you guys. Yep. I have all of the Gundam games. I've just most of the, like, the PSP ones, the WonderSwan ones, the ones on the DS, I've never even touched. Like, except for the 00 DS game, which I just bought a copy of the other day, because I didn't know it existed, to be honest. Yeah, we'd love if they would remake a game like this, but best we're gonna get is, like, Gundam Battle, or either Battle Operations or one of the Versus games. They don't make games like this anymore. It'd be so good if they did, though.
I am a son of the Zombie family, and I will go down in glory. God, not yet.
Oh, he ran away. Okay, I didn't know he could do that. Yeah, I got my ass kicked. Damn. It's fine, though.
Garma unit launch.
Was there a 00 game on the PSP?
Garma unit launch.
I know I have all the PSP Bandai games. Yeah. Amuro, I don't need my main camera to fight you.
What? You have to. It's you or her. I am a son of the Zombie family, and I will go down in glory. Damn. Back me up.
To be fair, I did actually back him up when he asked me to back him up. Oh.
You know she wasn't meant to be a warrior.
Yeah, I haven't really played them, but I know somebody paid me to translate the first part of Another Century R, like, years and years ago, so I think I have a copy of it somewhere. The PS3 one.
What are you doing?
I don't remember the story being all that complex, though. A new Gihren's Greed game, honestly, I would love a remake of 5. Like, remake of 5, include all the side story suits and that kind of stuff, all the characters. Make it so that there could be more than one faction, or more than 2 factions, or 3, in fact. And improve the AI. And then I'd be happy. Because, like, I would love if, like, oh, you're the Federation fighting Zeon, and suddenly Kycilia Zeon pops out. Or, like, oh, Garma Zeon just rebelled. Well, great. Or if, like, you're playing as the zombie, or you're playing as Gihren, and then you piss off Kycilia too much, and suddenly half your forces are gone. Like, that'd be awesome. Yeah, way back in the day now, and I think I'm legally allowed to talk about it now, but I was actually thinking of making my own pretty simple modification of Gihren's Greed. I was just gonna pull a bunch of the assets and make my own engine, run it on PC. But I got a cease and desist from Bandai pretty damn quick, but I was working pretty close on them. I've already beat New Gundam Breaker. I 100%ed it a long time ago. Right when it came out. It was still pretty garbage at the time, though. And I haven't really touched it since I did an episode of the PC version, but I wasn't all that impressed. It didn't record well. Hey, Hearts of Iron, Gihren's Greed would be alright, but I kind of like the idea of actual combat instead of just the, like, oh, Block A is attacking Block B kind of thing. Yeah, I know, I'm about to get another cease and desist. It's Tuesday already. I don't think you could do an IBO Gihren's Greed. Crazy Astray, that would be a guy named Gihren Translator on the Discord. I don't think he's on my Discord. But yeah, there's a couple of mods there and stuff. I'm in the credits, I think, now? I helped do a lot of the translation back in the day. We haven't really talked in a couple of months, though. Because last I had heard, he was leaving for some personal stuff, and he came back a couple of months back, and I just hadn't talked to him because I don't see him anymore. But yeah, I knew that existed. The English mod? I think I have it. But yay, Garma's alive, but Zeon got defeated. Yeah, it's like, the only thing you'd be able to do is you would have the economic blocks fighting each other, maybe? But can I? Oh, no, that's space only. Damn.
And may the glory of victory be yours.
Yeah, you could, like, get the blocks to fight each other, but any of the block combat would just get stopped by Gjallarhorn.
That's it.
I'd more imagine, like, a, like, you know those, like, ASCII-based roguelike games? Maybe something like that, I think, would work really well with IBO. Because it's like, oh, you start out with nothing, and you kind of go around scavenging sites or taking really easy fights you know you can win, and then slowly building up from there, and if you die, you just start over. Yeah, it's basically it's a 3X where you recreate the 1-year war. And X also, or V, I mean, or 5, added in Zeta and then Double Zeta and CCA. The sequel to that was Shin. Shin removed Zeta and Double Zeta, but was going to sell it as DLC later, so it's still on the disc. It did not sell very well, and it killed the series. Yeah, so I could see kind of a 00 version of that where, like, you're CV, and you have very limited forces, and you have to watch where you fight, but you have really good pilots and very good suits. But you can't really get into direct conflicts with anyone. you have to just be careful and take battles where you can and just cause disruptions when enemies are fighting. Like, that could be interesting. I don't see it as being very satisfying because it feels like one of those games where you're always on a kind of like hanging off the edge all the time and you're just barely hanging on. But it could be interesting. But then again, the point isn't, you know, to do well and that kind of thing. It's literally just to get everyone to hate you. Oh, Garma's in that Zaku? I thought he was in the battleship. Hey, Gundam Russ.
I told you so.
Oh, really? Really, Garma? One shot.
Can't be helped. Retreating.
Yeah. Well, the whole point of Celestial Being is to unite the world. Like, you want everyone against Celestial Being. Oh, wait, that's the... Yeah, I don't want that one.
And may the glory of victory be yours. That's it.
Yeah. You want, like, everyone to hate you, and so they unite together to fight you, and then, you know, the game is over. And then you come back, like, the next campaign starts the 5 years later after, like, everyone's grown up and everyone's had their vacations, and then it's like, oh yeah, the A-Laws are coming to kill everyone. And so you have to start kind of a guerrilla conflict against them with all the shit you can drown up, and you do missions to try to get more GN drives. Or you could start collecting, like, Tau drives and stuff for more generic troops. It might have been 4 years. I don't remember. The Gundam. Yeah, if the ELS were in the game at all, it would kind of defeat the purpose. Because it's just like, yeah, so... You want to just kind of surrender? Because it's better. Oh no, we're talking about the time skip between Season 1 and 2. If you haven't seen it, there's a pretty significant time skip. One of the characters who's like 15 in the first season is like 20 in the second or something. Damn. There is a Garma visual novel where you can date characters from 00, I think. Oh, some dude is making a Garma visual novel.
And may the glory of victory be yours.
And one of the things is, he's using characters from other series as well. Like, you can talk to Mika and all that kind of stuff in the game. I don't know how far into the game he's gotten. I'm part of the Discord, but I haven't really asked in literal years at this point. Or it might be like half a year or something like that. Yeah, it is going to be a thing at some point if he ever finishes. He's been working on it since like 2015 or something though, so I don't know if anything will ever happen. But I'm curious. Oh, he posted some Isoline art on the Gundam Discord a while back. You might be able to find it from there. Okay, give me 1 second real quick. I think I have... What is his name? Thunder Scourge. If that helps at all. I have heard of Summer Wars. Though I am right at that age and American, so my view of Thunder Wars is slightly different because the only thing that really had come out at the time was the porn. So everything I know about it is based off of that. Because I was like 12 or 13 when that came out. And the show hadn't come on TV yet. So what I know about it is inherently wrong. Ah. Come on, Amuro. Ah, damn it. Blank rifle shot or I would have survived. Damn you, Amuro. Oh, okay. God. How do I explain it? It's an anime from, like, early 2000s. It got a vague English translation from a small company.
Returning.
Oh, no. Never mind, I was thinking about something different. Yeah, never mind, I was thinking about something entirely different. From way back in the day. Yeah, no, I've never heard of that one, actually. Though, I personally kind of have an issue with these, like, virtual reality games because they always make it more of a, this is a fantasy story in a virtual reality game, instead of, this is a game, figure it out.
And may the glory of victory be yours.
Oh, we have to destroy a big tray? Hmm. Ah, yes, for picking up jokes. Clearly the O.
That's it. I am a son of the Zabi family, and I will go down in glory. That's fine.
Though, if you really want to pick up chicks, you need to be a ship captain. Yeah, so I'll give this the Sword Art guy kind of a pass, because the thing with the Sword Art guy is he wrote it in 2002 after watching an hour of Dot Hack, or no, playing an hour of Ragnarok Online and watching Dot Hack. He then submitted it to a fantasy novel site because he needed money to eat that month. And then the novel that he put out, everyone loved. Like, absolutely adored. And so he put out another one within about 6 months. He didn't really understand game design or anything like that, but, you know, man's gotta eat, man's gotta eat. And now he's a multi-millionaire because, yeah, he wrote a bad story, but it worked. And he was a good enough author to make it to go through with it. But goddamn, like, people would riot if Sword Art was a real thing. Not only because people got trapped in the game, also Garma was in an adzom. The hell? Hey, I'm totally a Newtype. Yeah, not only because people get trapped in the game, but he had abilities only one person in the entire game could get. And the person who vaguely got that was a cheater. So imagine there was ability that got picked up by a hacker. Like, people would riot.
That's it.
Yeah, I heard that he's, like, rewriting it and it's a lot better, but a lot different. And, like, it's not even SAO at this point. Oh, God, yeah, I did read that. So, I was over there, like, I lived over there about the time that that had gotten popular. So, like, I would go to the Kamille or the Kawaii Mart, and they would just have, they'd have copies of the novel. And there's always that one at the end that's, like, in a plastic wrapper that just says R18 and is in red. So, I read that one first, because, you know, come on, I had to. I was, like, you know, 19 at the time, like... And I was just like, wait, what is this? It was so good. Yeah, so they have a gun-based MMO that follows after, where basically the same stuff happens the first time, except for these hackers were in the original series, and they were side characters, and blah, 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 blah. Except for, they don't really understand how guns work. And so their guns kind of defy the laws of physics, just because. Hey, if you make a Star Wars MMO, don't have Jedi in it and it's fine. As you can tell with every other Star Wars MMO, Jedi just kill everything. Like, they ruin it. Yeah, Alfheim was lame and stupid, being the second season of SAO, but it's not too bad. Like, again, it's not really game design, but it's just the story. After that, though, the dude just got bored and wanted money. So you guys might not have been part of it, or don't know, but there's this thing called Star Wars Galaxy, which... That was the fun MMO about the time World of Warcraft came out, before everyone moved over to it. And, like, it was interesting, there was a lot of fun stuff to do, and a lot of it was just undiscovered and fun. But as soon as they added Jedi to the game, it completely broke it. And the way they added in Jedi is you had to do 3 completely arbitrary things that changed depending on the player. And once you became a Jedi, you were just straight up better than anyone. So, some people would get some easy things like, oh, you have to walk 10 miles to become a Jedi? Totally, sure. Other people are like, hey, you have to defeat the last boss 3 times naked. Like, and that was completely fair to the game designers. But yeah, like, it just screwed everything up, and it completely killed the game, and, like, LucasArts had to pull the plug and everything. Yeah. I've actually read all the Sword Art books. Like, they were interesting for what they are. They're bad stories, and I watched the first season of the anime, was like, oh, alright, this is okay, and then never watched any more of it. But I have actually read all the books. Or at least, up to a certain point, I read all the books. I think I read like 6 or 7. I don't know how many there are now. So, I know a lot about Sword Art Online. Hell, I know a lot about Twilight. I read that too. I read very, very fast, if no one's guessed. But yeah, I did like Old Republic. Old Republic was really fun, but I played till they made it so that you had to pay to run. That is when I quit. Because if you're gonna make something that just increases your movement speed by 25%, I'm not interested. Like, that's how you know you, like, peak greed, is when you charge people to run. I will... The Dark Raven, I will tell you, and it is the exact reason you think. A girl I liked was into it, so I read it because, you know, normal people reasons. And I ended up reading all 4 books in about a day and a half, which wasn't too far from me. And then I, you know, commented and made fun of it for 3 years. It was great. Yeah. That is 100% my goal and reasoning for a lot of decisions early in my life. That's some sort of Federation monster that you're absolutely kicking their ass. And the only reason you aren't kicking their ass is when Garma stands in front of you. I killed 2 GMs and... Oh, no, I didn't kill the Gundam. He ran away. Damn. It's like I killed 2 GMs and the Gundam at the same time. Oh, well. Well, no, Alexander became great because it was a grudge against his dad. And, you know, middle-age rebellion is kind of a bit different when you're one of the greatest military strategists in the world at 16. That is a hard question, like a really hard question. The Gunpla, yeah, I'll get rid of it. Like, I need to sell it anyway. It's just sitting in a closet. It's a waste right now. All my stuff, though. My shrine, man. Though, I will say, I got Rebecca to watch IBO. And she was super into it for, like, you know, the first season. And then I told her to stop, and she told me no. And then about, like, an hour or 2 later... Well, not an hour or 2, but, like, a day and a half later, she messaged me. She's like, yeah, I should have stopped. I felt so vindicated. It was nice. So now she's watching... She had seen G when she was a kid, so... I think she's watching Double O right now? I forget. I need to ask.
Returning.
Hey. Yeah, we're gonna use the Zeon for fun.
May the glory of victory be
We shouldn't, but we are. And then after we finish up Char, we'll move over to the AUG.
Good luck, Char. Roger.
Damn. That slight descent. Alright, so face beam, not enough to kill a ball. Good to know. Yeah. Honestly, like, if I'm trying to get somebody to watch Gundam, I'll give them one of the side stories because those are a lot easier to grasp than, like, full-on UC or anything like that. I find IBO, Double O, or G to be, depending on the person, to be the ones to start people with, and then after that, move them to something else. And then eventually have them try either Zeta or the original.
There it is. Hit it. Not yet.
Seema, best girl. Hands down. I saw CCA and and NT in theaters. Seema Garahao from 0083. She's the pirate girl. Next would probably be 4, in my opinion. It's a lot harder than it needs to be, and if I had the Gelgoog, Amuro would be dead by now. But that didn't happen, so oh well. Yes, she is best girl. Yep. Mm-hmm. Hey, I mean, like, if they're not gonna kill you in your sleep, you're not trying. So then I imagine 4 would, like, have constant panic attacks. And you'd probably never sleep again. Char would probably break your neck, and you'd be okay with it.
What are you doing?
Because it would have been hot doing it, but then, you know, you'd be dead. I don't. I've done that before. I'm okay with crazy. Or, you know, emotionally distraught, but... yeah. Yeah. Redheads are the best in real life. Can confirm. Yep. A lot of Gundam is just inherently racist because of what it is. Like, it's the whole point of it. Like, war is never easy, war is never clean, it's never good guy against bad guy, it's always shades of people being assholes. I am not a redhead anymore. It's kind of a mottled brown, but at one point I was, yes. Up till about puberty, anyway. Oh, yeah. Though I will say, G-Recco is the only one that goes flat out and says it. Like, those Kutalians really... it really sucks for them. No, my hair is right around puberty. It just changed colors. It happens with my family. Yeah. As far as, like, the sound of my character's voice, I'm never really a big, like, voice actor kind of person. And when I write a character, I almost never figure out what their voice is until I'm in the moment. Like, if I'm doing, like, D&D or anything like that, like, I'll just pick a voice that works at the time and stick with it, hopefully. That's also where I get to my biggest issue with this kind of stuff is, oh, Dozle dead. Oh. Alright, we need to rectify that.
May the glory of victory be yours.
Yeah, that was one of my biggest problems with, like, D&D and everything, is it's like, oh, yeah, right, which voice did I use for them?
Good luck, Char.
So I internally named my bad voice acting. But yeah, oh no, I just play a lot of D&D and other things. I'm currently writing in IBO flavored tabletop that we're probably doing a test campaign end of the month or beginning of next month, depending. No, I'm actually, I was a marketing major for the longest time and that kind of stuff. Yes, I'm secretly Yuri Lowenthal. That is why I don't recognize my own voice and always call him that guy. Because I don't want people to realize that I am secretly him. And as far as the actual game going, we're getting a test game going sometime end of this month, beginning of next month, and then from there we're hoping. I'm hoping we can get through like a mission or two within by the end of May, so probably a serious game after that. Though it's gonna need a bunch of modification, I'm pretty sure, because we got early game worked out and we got late game worked out, but none middle game. Yes. You have never seen me and Elon Musk in the same room. Oop. How'd you guys figure out that I was secretly Elon Musk? I thought I hid that really well in the fact that I am not Elon Musk. I'm also not South African. Though one day I dream to be Elon Musk and have so much money I don't care about other people. It will be glorious. But till then. Fuck. Sazabi hand down. I like the Sazabi, it's one of my favorites. Hey, join Dozle. So yeah, we have Solomon Space and then Aboku. Honestly though, I'm in the camp of they should never explain the like past events kind of thing. Like I don't want to know what led into Turn A. I like the idea of just, you know, Turn A is a thing that happens and eventually ends. And that's all we know about it.
I see it.
But then I also feel the same thing about the Calamity War with IBO. Like, if you're gonna have this mythical like event happen in the past, as soon as you tell us what had happened, it stops being mythical and it just becomes, oh yeah, that happened.
Titania.
Yeah.
What difference is that supposed to make?
Lala, stop playing around with it. Disgraced. How can it convey the extent of this devastating loss to the system? You must be joking. What are you doing? What are you doing? Take this. Take good move, mobile suit. No! He's good. No! Take this.
I love how Garma's at like a quarter, has lost a quarter HP to Sayla. Really? He won? Son of a bitch. I had 70 HP. I should have survived that.
Retreating.
Alright, I'm gonna upgrade it, even though I'm never gonna use it again
May the glory of victory be yours.
after we get to the next timeline. Mainly just because I like having more ammo.
I see it.
Well, it doesn't just, it has feet thrusters and a butt thruster and shoulder thrusters. They're just not really animated in the game. Yeah, those weird, like, shoulder point things are thrusters. Also, yes, it's red, so it doesn't have a limiter and can go as fast as it wants. It's Artesia.
Your strength has confirmed my fears. I must shoot you down or Char will be destroyed. I'm afraid you came too late. Too late? It's so wrong to kill my life.
Thanks, Lala.
Why this? How can you keep fighting with such conviction? With great strength, with no one to defend and nothing to fight for.
So the thing with turning the limiter off is, once you turn the limiter off, you start getting exposed to G-forces, which makes your pilots black out from accelerating. Char is just weird and is is just better at hanging on from that. Same thing with Zex Marquise in Halo, or, in Wing. God, why was I thinking Halo? It's also, I was thinking Admiral Keys in Halo for some reason. What the fuck? But yeah, the increased G-force would make the pilots pass out. So, like, you guys would get to the enemy force, and then everyone would just pass out.
Returning.
God. I don't know what's going on in my brain. It's falling apart.
May the glory of victory be yours.
But no, the Captain Keys is Zex. Hero wishes he was Master Chief. Hero is Grunt number 37 who randomly survives. So you give him a rocket launcher and then he blows up your Scorpion.
All right, we're returning. What? You have to. It's you or her. I am a son of the zombie family, and I will go down in glory.
Yes, the Elon Musk is slipping out. I need to keep him chained up inside, or I'll keep getting sued for calling random British divers pedophiles. Yeah, I kind of like the pseudo story they have going on in this one. Basically, Char's trying to get Lala not to deploy, so he's getting Garma to launch instead. So, because he knows what's going to happen, he doesn't want Lala out there to die. I like that. Oh no, that's Garma pretending to be Char. They had a little thing, and Garma survives. And so now he's my best friend after my girlfriend died. Damn, I was hoping not to... I was trying to run to the side so I'd keep side hitting him so he would just boost away instead of falling over. Ah, damn. If I had one more shot, I would have killed him. One more. So close. Yeah, none of Garma's special Zaku's are in, or mobile suits are in this. He gets nothing, so he uses all the Char custom suits. It's a bit weird, but it's just how the game is. None of the side story stuff is really in here, except for the ground GM and the ground Gundam. And even those don't have the pilots to them. They're just the suits. Yes, this is the Sharma playthrough. They're very much in love. I shipped them and everything. And I have this 37-page fan fiction about it. And I'll have you know, my fanfiction only has 36 spelling mistakes per page. Thank you. It's on the top tier of fanfictions. Also, that Zaku pilot is still my worst enemy.
Returning.
Yeah, so in this ending, Zeon and the Federation kind of signed a peace treaty or a ceasefire between the two, and Char disappears for reasons. Yeah. We overcome the Gundam, but it's not enough. So now we must go back to... Solomon, repel Amuro with Dozle, probably in Big Zom. I wish he was in Big Zom. He's probably in a Dom, actually.
I see it.
I kick him and then Lala shoots him. Love it.
What are you doing?
Eh.
What are you doing?
Now, the best government is Temre's learning machine, because it becomes a Skynet situation and everyone does what they're best at all the time. And everyone gets an equal amount of resources. No, I haven't seen Gundam Wing Abridged. I've meant to. I just haven't got around to it. Yeah. I'm curious how Zeon would like survive after it expanded out, because it only really works at this point because it's all centralized. They would integrate so much new territory and have so many new problems they'd have to deal with. I'm curious as to how they would deal with it. As they suddenly go from a population of 300 million to 5 billion, that's a lot of work. Like, unless you're prepared for it beforehand, shit's gonna explode.
What are you doing?
Do it.
Yay! We drove Amuro off.
Returning.
So what you're saying is the best government is basically Blitzkrieg's IBO character. You know, just a Peru clone that's going to take over the world for reasons.
That's it.
Final victory will be ours. See? Once the big Zom is mass-produced, we'll put an end to the Federation in no time.
Doesn't work all the time.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 Perus, actually. There's the one from Evolve, there's Merida, though she does eventually die. There's the ones from Zeon, or the Alizabi faction. Plus there's one from one of the Unicorn side mangas. Yeah, remember Kamille, or not Kamille, Judah rescues that Peru pilot? I think it was during 7?
Brother, stand back.
Give it a rest.
Brother.
Was the one piloting the mass production Cubile?
A single mobile suit. How could it defeat the
Oh, hey, we're fighting Sayla even. We have Big Zom and we're fighting Sayla. Not that the game really makes any differentiation between Amuro and Sayla. They both fight the same. I mean, is it possible? Probably. Are they going to do it? I hope not. Organic is bad. Hey, yay, Sayla's dead. Now Char can truly be happy. Oh god, is the Nervosh organic too? Was that a thing from Blue?
Amateur pilots.
Go down.
Oh, didn't know that. But I guess that makes sense. Well, oh, why none of the other ones are like that? I don't know what that anime is, no.
Returning.
But hey, we got Axis Char out! Yay! Axis reinforcements return early! I believe if we follow this one and do the Lala route, we'll actually complete that, but that'll be for a later time. So we've got Garma finished. We've got Char finished. We technically need to do Haman. Haman gets us young, apparently. We need to finish up MASH. We did McCuve. We need to do Dozle. But we can all do those later. Now we're going to do some AUG. Oh, and if you're curious about the points thing, you can trade them in for cards and stuff, which lets you look at stuff in the gallery. I haven't done that yet, but I already have like half of them or something like that. Because I have a couple of other save files on another memory card. But it is time for Kamille in the AUG, so Darian can be happy. We're playing your favorite character now. Should we do the, should we do Kamille? Should we do Quattro? Should we save Appley? I have not heard of Hero Cage either. But we've already saved Katz's life. We've already saved Fa. We could do Ryu. Or we could save Ryu's life if we wanted to. Yeah, Slager and Sailor both survived as well. Kai doesn't die, so technically we could play as Kai if you want to play as Kai. The gun tank's kind of fun. I mean, like, I'll watch it when I get some time. I don't mind. If it's on, like, Crunchyroll or anything like that. If not, something else, maybe.
Yeah, count on me.
So we have to destroy a Repel Char.
Won't let you have your way anymore.
So we got a gun tank instead of a gun cannon for reasons. But we have to destroy Char's Musai before Char will spawn. You're a wimp, Kai. The Zakutu Kai isn't in this game. Should be. Isn't. Yeah, Kai is modified or remodeled in Japanese. So you'll get weird things like the Zaku 3 Kai Kai. Because it's the modified version of the Zaku 3 Kai. I mean, any mobile suit can take down any other mobile suit with some preparation. Kai wishes he was a modified human. He's modified to look human. It's slightly different.
I'm going to teach you that a mobile suit has its limits, my friend, when it goes up against the red comet.
Yeah. Kai is some sort of squirrel monster. They just modified it to look human. It's the real secret thing they're working on inside 7. Yes, I have watched Nadesco.
Federation mobile suit is a monster.
Though, apparently my views of Season 2 are a little bit different from everyone else's. I like the first season. I found the second season was needlessly horrible for no reason. Oh, I repelled Char on accident. But yeah, as far as Nadesco goes, I like the first season. But the second season, like, they have a couple of things that go on that are, like, really dark for no reason. And there's really no reason for it to even be there. And it is.
Roger, launching. I won't let you have your way anymore.
But then I also feel a similar way to Eva. But I know why Eva is as bad as it is. And Eva is interesting in an old-timey psychological kind of way. And holy shit, the stuff that the developers got because of that show. It's like, hey, you want 38 death threats a day for the rest of your life? Sure. Dude, I can like pirouette kick people. Wow, Rumble Raw, that was fucked. Dude stabbed me on the ground. Alright, I'll accept that one. I deserved that. Yes, you have to end him rightly by throwing the pommel. That is a valid fighting style in chivalry. I meant to target Rumble Raw, not that Zaku, but okay. Oh, dude, the gun cannon with heat sword would be cool. You know, if it was IBO, that'd probably be a thing. Like, the gun cannon grabs an enemy sword and just uses it. I do really like stuff like that, and I think if I ever end up running another UC game, you know, it'll be Federation-based, except for you'll get a bunch of Zeon equipment, because you'll be behind Zeon lines. So it's like, yeah, you don't have any more beam rifle E-caps for now, but here, have the Zaku machine gun. Though, there's also a game I wanted to run, you're a group of Zeon pilots and a Musai after the Battle of Abaoku. And you either have to choose to run to Axis or join up with the laws, and depending on what you do, you have different requirements to get part of it. And it would just be kind of a set, like, on-rails campaign.
So we're the only
I was writing it out earlier, but I probably won't end up doing it. It'd be fun, though. Yeah, most Federation weapons can. Or most Federation mobile suits can use Zeon weapons. Most Zeon mobile suits can't use Federation weapons, though, because they don't have the reactor. That being said, though, if you try to use a Zeon weapon with a Federation weapon, the controls are upside down. Or, with a Federation mobile suit. The controls are upside down. I believe Johnny Ridden mentions that in The Return of Johnny Ridden. Well, he was playing Yakuza 0 and saw that Majima can do that breakdancing style. Also, what the fuck, Amuro? Literally, what the fuck? But he saw that breakdancing style and wanted to try it out himself. So now he's breakdancing for Haman. Or Hammond. Keep saying Haman, I don't know why. Yeah. Well, one has an O, one has an A, and, you know, they're both the same sound in my head, so... Really? Really? I've taken more damage from my allies than my enemies in this one. No. They have an E-cap in them, which is an energy reserve, but that doesn't run the weapon. That just runs the shots. So the Zaku's reactor isn't powerful enough to even aim or fire the weapon. That requires the mobile suit's internal reactor. There are a few weapons that don't act like that, like the one the gun cannon has. That one is actually run exclusively on the E-cap. So theoretically, a Zaku could use this rifle, but it was a prototype rifle, and they're just trying to get it to work at the time. Yeah. The beam spray gun was a bit later and, you know, just made difficult to work. Hey, I'm a low-grade Newtype, just like Kai. Ah, defeat 2 of the Black Tri-Stars. Then after this one will be Odessa, then Jaburo, then Solomon. See, even Matilda's trying to protect the Amuro Sailor ship. She gets it. Well, Amuro had a thing for Matilda. Matilda didn't really have a thing for Amuro. Except for in the Abridged series. Then that totally happened. R.I.P. Gundam Abridged. Though I will say that's the one thing I really like about the gun cannon. Or the gun tank. Yeah, the gun cannon. I was right the first time. I can just melee randomly because I don't have to pull out a melee weapon. It's like, hey, I'm gonna kick you in the face. Poor Dom. I just sat there and chat on him the whole time, just shooting him in the leg, knocking him over, waiting until he stands up.
Fighting like that.
I just want to point out, Matilda survived in that one. She dies overall, but she survived in that battle.
Roger, launching. Well, so we're the only ones left to fight, huh? I won't let you. I won't let you.
What won't let you, Amuro? What won't you let? Yeah. Well, I think that's the point. Like, he's supposed to be annoying.
Not yet.
Well, if Kai got Bright slapped, that would just make him annoying and a good pilot. Really, Amuro? Really? God damn. I hit somebody there. I'm not sure who. Okay, the Dom. I was aiming at the gal, hit the Dom. Works.
How can they keep fighting like that?
Yay, low-grade Newtype.
Roger, launching. Miharu, I can't sit around and mope about your loss. I'll crush the Zeon so innocent people like you won't have to suffer anymore. Run! See? See? There it is!
Yeah, I wanted to target the Zaku too, not the Zigok right in front of me. Alright, this thing moves like stupid slow underwater. Holy crap. Yeah, this is the actual song. I think it's like Soldier in Sorrow or something like that. If you look up the Gundam OST, it'll probably be the one with the most views or the second most views. I just noticed that Gog doesn't have an eye. That was weird.
How can they keep fighting like that? Yeah, count on me.
Yeah, that's one of the songs that keeps getting copyright claimed.
The only ones left to fight, huh?
That's fine. So they're trying to shoot at us through this this wall. They don't know it's there. We know it's there, but they don't. That's why it's saying caution and then it gets red, because it theoretically should hit you, but it doesn't. I mean, I didn't name the song, I don't know. I could be completely wrong as well. So I have the background on my PC change, right? Every 3 hours or so. Or when the sun goes down. My background just changed to like a starry field. I was like, the fuck, am I seeing lights now? It's like, nope, it's just my background. Oh my god, really, Amuro? Really? My favorite Gundam game would probably actually be MS Saga, which is it's an RPG from like 2006. It's kind of a Final Fantasy Gundam kind of game, and you can modify your mobile suits with different parts and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I played it a couple of times over on the channel. I did that. Yeah, because Amuro got himself killed by jumping in front of my shots.
Roger, launching.
Yeah, I like this game, though. It's a lot of fun. But it's not my favorite by far.
Well, so we're the only ones
I also really like 0081. That game's a lot of fun, and I kind of wish it came to English. Gundam Breaker is pretty good too. Though I think 1 is my favorite out of all of them right now. Some people legit got mad at me when I said I didn't think Gundam Breaker was the best Gundam game that ever came out. Like, I found that so weird. Like, yeah, I beat it once, I 100%ed it, and then I stopped playing. And then, like, a year later, I came back and played it again. Like, Gundam Breaker 3 was great, and, like, I really enjoyed it, but it isn't the greatest game that's ever come out. Though, Gundam Breaker 1 had a shitload of problems, and, like, it's legitimately unfun at points. Whereas Gundam Breaker 3 is kind of bland, but it's not unfun. Yeah. Oh, so, interesting note, the PSP Age games were actually the original story for Age, and the anime is based off of those games. The games aren't based off of the anime. Yep. They liked the story of the game so much that they made it into an anime. There's a fan translation for the patch, but no, the games are in Japanese. If it was Battle Operations 2, I'd be sitting in the corner using a bazooka to knock people down. Because that's the meta, and that's what you have to go with. And I hate it. But I will say, all the best Gundam games are in Japanese, and if you don't speak Japanese, you're probably not going to get a patch for them. But one day, hopefully, maybe.
Well, so we're the only ones left to fight, huh?
Yeah, see, that's why I don't ride, Slugger for too long, is you fall out of the stage, because that's just the path he flies on. And if you'll notice, he flies on the same path. He doesn't actually modify it. I mean, if you have a PC and you can emulate games, you can always play this. It's fun. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, I use PCSX and I don't have problems with it. I guess it might be a little bit different if you're on Mac, but like it's fine for me. As long as you have a powerful enough computer, like I'm playing in like 6 or 7 times resolution. And it's fun. Remember when we were fighting Big Zom the first time and I said if we had gun cannon, it wouldn't be an issue? That's why. Big Zom's dead. It took 30 seconds. If I had upgraded this thing, it would have been even quicker, but, you know, I had to wait for my ammo to reload. The gun tank is very similar, except for it's a lot harder to dodge with it, so it's a little bit more difficult, air quotes. It just takes a little bit more setup to do. So Hyaku is type, and Shiki is 100. Or no, it's the other way around. Shiki is type, and Hyaku is 100.
You guys are so brutal.
It literally just means the type 100. There's nothing special to it.
Roger. Launching. Well, so we're the only ones left to fight.
And it's why the Zero Shiki is the type 0.
Please hang on.
Which doesn't really make sense, because that implies that it was iterated 100 times between the construction of the prototype and the normal one. I'm an ally, die! Don't know why I shot my gun there, but I shot my gun there. Definitely just hit the shoulder button for a cannon.
How'd you get Lala involved, Char? You know she wasn't meant to be a warrior.
But I'm a Newtype as well.
See, what you need to do to get good randos is you have to be a good rando, and then eventually you'll get ranked up and play with other good randos. That is how it works in every MMO. That or you have to sacrifice 11 goats to Satan, and then 3 goats to Vishnu. Point blank missile shot to the face. Damn. No, see, the demons want to keep the Gundam frame so you can sacrifice your body to become a demon. But you get to become one of the lesser air demons. And they don't get Gundam frames, they just get commemorative mugs. Their mugs aren't really worth anything. I don't know why they even offer them. Also, I was legit on the ground with that kill. Kai survives a fierce fighting, but the Earthshare enters an era of peace. But 7 years later, Kai, now a journalist, finds himself drawn into a new conflict. The pages of the Universal Century tell a violent story, but this tale is not etched in stone. But yay! Kai retires from the Federation! He wins! Woo! Alright, so... I think it is time for some Kamille.
Kamille unit, let's do it! How many are there?
All mobile suits, stand by for launch. Commencing countdown.
Have they
Hey, Kamille.
released anything new about the Marcosius besides, you know, Hijiriboshi? I'm interested to know if they actually have, you know, announced anything about that mobile game they announced last year.
Why did you get in my way? You got in my way!
I mean, I'm not surprised with IBO. Like, size is relative to, you know, the designer.
Why did you get in my way?
Humbrubby team, Barzam team, let's go! We'll move in when the anti-air fire dies down. The Barzams will take the rest. Roger that, Lieutenant Yazan.
As always, you've taken us straight into the middle of battle. Yazan.
Fun to shoot that one down. What? Take that. Strong.
What? You!
Oh, Teddy!
Below! You!
Gotcha!
That's a spinner roadie. That was the same one that was used by the Dork colonies in the first series.
You're in my way! Lieutenant! What? You're finished! What? 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 I don't like you!
I don't like you.
Gotcha!
Ah, come on.
Ah!
Kamille here, I'm returning.
I don't think I actually... No, I killed Dunkel in that one. Or Ramses in that one. And Yazad and Dunkel got stolen from me.
It started.
Does Kamille have 2 separate voice actors? That sounded like someone different. Alright, so... We're not killing 4 just because... I think we're not supposed to?
Zeta Gundam's here.
Four, stop!
You're in
We'll let that Nemo figure it out, though.
Don't fight! Stop fighting like this, Four!
Yeah, goddammit, not 4. I want to target this dude.
You'll all die.
So the Nemo is a alternate model based off of the GM2, but it had certain advancements and everything over the GM2, and it's technically a secondary model. But it's not actually a GM. And it wasn't developed by the same people who developed the GM. Eh. Fuck you, Jared. I don't know if Nemo's an abbreviation or not. It could even stand for, like, new mobile suit. Oh, fuck. Okay, fine, Jared. Run away. Do they have a Walkman named Nemo, too? That's funny. That, too. He could be from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Or, Nadia. Oh, yeah. That does look like a... I don't think that's a man roadie. I think that's a Libris roadie. If you look at the joints in the arms, like, it looks like a Libris. Though the machine gun is the standard one, without the magazine. But hey, we got a Psycho Gundam Mark II. What for? We don't know anything about Gundam games for PS5. Like, they haven't,
Something's calling me. Who is it?
They haven't said anything about it. Well, the thing is...
See enemy mobile suits? Try to hold them off until after Char's address.
With IBO suits,
I never wanted to fight. I'm trying to get
everything's, it's based off the frame, not the base model. So, Land Roadies, Libris and all that stuff are all based off of each other. So the Beam Magnum is more powerful than a normal beam rifle because it uses 6 times the power of a normal beam rifle. God damn. Stand still. Yeah, so the Beam Magnum used an entire E-cap every time it shot. Most beam rifles could get anywhere from 12 to 15 shots out of an E-cap. So it's the kind of thing, it's like, how do you make a bullet shoot faster? Well, you give it more propellant. And how do you make it more dangerous? You make it bigger. I don't think it's more powerful than the heavy weapons platform of the Hainu, because that basically had the Rock Helm's beam cannon in it. And it had to be connected to a ship for power. But it might be on par with like a Salamis or something. I got a Psycho Gundam as Kamille for some reason. I don't know why, but, you know, I got the Psycho Gundam Mark II. I thought I had to save 4, but as it turns out, that is completely false. I can, however, give people a clap on the back and, you know, a beam saber, apparently. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Yeah, rocket punches are a thing. We don't have a breast burn, at least, but... So the PS5 is only backwards compatible with the PS4. Sony has gone out and said it. They are doing something similar to the Nintendo's like eStore or whatever, and they're going to be releasing PS1 and PS2 games for the PS5 that will be emulated, but they will not work with them. Or they'll not work with just the discs, I should say. Yeah, like they were saying it was going to be compatible, but as it turns out, it isn't. Yeah, the real question had always been the PS3 games, but yeah.
Kamille here, I'm returning.
Evasion rate 8%, accuracy 11. That's funny.
Kamille be done. Let's do it.
I actually really like that roadie. Unironically. It looks kind of like the Hunter roadie. Or it looks kind of like a Hunter, but it's a roadie. And I'm a big fan of roadies already. Predator. But there's a rip-off version called the Hunter from something else. That was like Gelgoog. The fuck? Axis? Only the AOG use those.
Is it Char? No. Who is it?
So you're Haman.
Haman Khan! Haman Khan! You're the source of the evil that
Kamille is like literally a childhood genius.
Haman, you bring nothing but misery!
And he didn't do a lot of the work. He just kind of had the idea of combining the Rick Diaz and the Mark II. And then he gave that to the Anaheim engineers who developed the Delta Gundam, which was then refined into the
One responsible for these deliveries.
Zeta Gundam.
How dare you meddle with my mind? You should be ashamed of your hypocrisy.
No, don't! We really might be able to understand each other if only things were a little different.
Silence, or as bad as Char. You certainly can but I can never forgive you for your destruction.
What is this feeling?
Hey, Octopus. Or the Octopus.
Little rat.
Mr. Amuro!
Haman feels a little different from Lana.
Haman, stop! I know what you are, Haman Khan. You're someone who shouldn't be allowed to exist anymore. Return to your world of darkness, Haman Khan.
I think you're taking this Kamille too lightly. Careless.
Not yet. You're finished.
People can understand. Can't they? The Zeta.
I won't let you. Going nowhere. I won't let
Why'd
you.
you get in my way? Take that! Damn you!
Don't get in my way.
If you hadn't come up, you wouldn't have
You guys got to remember that this game is from the from the times before we had one consolidated translation, which is some of the things I point out on occasion. But yep, back in the day, they used to think it was HamonCon.
Here, I'm returning.
Char Aznabaru was a thing for a while.
Kamille be done. Let's do it.
There are all sorts of weird translations back in the day, and eventually they got better. Mostly about the time the wiki became a thing, especially with with the more recent stuff. They've been changing it to match the wiki, which is kind of funny. But the kind of thing is, was Char really responsible for protecting her? At least in his opinion, he wasn't. He had something to do, and she was just kind of, you know, sticking along, but...
What happened?
Where are you, brother? Brother!
Oh, I really hope they're reanimating 0081. I don't like Origins, but I'm a big fan of the new animation style. Like, I thought the new Zeta movie, or new-ish, being 12 years old now, was really good. Though I'm not a big fan of Origins, like, at all. I really hate a lot of the changes they made. Oh, we could have had Mark II fights. Aw, damn. Yeah, I really hope they reanimate the whole thing. That whole, you know, use the old animation for all the difficult scenes and just have the new stuff new was so bad. I strongly doubt we'll ever see another Gundam Dynasty Warriors game, because at least two Bandai Toei fucked them and did all the work internally instead of using Bandai engineers and models and all that stuff, which meant they didn't have creative control over Dynasty or Gundam Dynasty Warriors. So I doubt Bandai will sign another contract with them. And since it's Toei, right? The people who make Dynasty Warriors have been working very closely with Nintendo recently, and Nintendo gave them a really good contract. So they have no reason to go back to Bandai and deal with them. So it's the kind of thing, it's like, Bandai doesn't want to, Toei doesn't want to. Or Koei, yeah. It's something like that. Yeah.
Something's calling. Who is it?
Yeah, it's just not going to happen between them, and, like, we just have to accept that. Bandai is kind of a dick about these things. I mean, like, I totally see why Koei did it.
You're still saying that?
But it is what it is.
True enemy is the Newtype. Kamille be done.
Oh yeah, if they're making another Dynasty Warriors games. Those games are the same thing every time with slightly better graphics, and everyone eats that shit up.
Amuro Ray?
The ghost of Zeon. I won't let you get away with that.
You sneaky.
But yeah, there were like 200 Gundams in Origins. They made like 27 Mark 1s, and they made more than like 12 of the RX-78-2s. It's kind of crazy. I do really like the dialogue between Hamon and Amuro. I didn't notice that before. Mainly because I don't play with headphones.
Is it Char? No, it isn't.
Yeah, the Yellow Turban Rebellion kind of gets weird. Especially, like, the more powerful they make him. It's like, why weren't you guys believing in this dude? He can, like, travel through time and shit.
I'm the one who controls my own destiny.
Oh god, yeah. I remember in like one, me and my friend spent like 3 or 4 hours just trying to beat Lu Bu to death, only for him to drop like an item that increased your damage by like 10.
Come on, Khan! You're the source of the evil that causes us to fight! Your time has come!
The thoughts of other people and their guilt become your power. Is that what a new type is?
Yeah.
Kamille is in a machine.
And then I remember in 4, like, you could steal red hair by getting to the island before Lu Bu could. And then he would get a power-up for that. It was so much fun. And, like, you had to do that to unlock the red hair saddle.
Get the hell out of here! Don't take me lightly. I've got you! Damn you!
Yeah, I think the last one I played was, like, 6 or maybe it was 7. The one that was on the Xbox 360 for the first time. And then, like, you, like, press down your analog stick to summon your horse, and then I just never stopped. Or I never played again. Ooh. Nonetheless, an all-out war against Axis appears unavoidable. Could Kamille and Amuro have defeated the Titans earlier, then taken on Axis? Decision made in combat changed the course of history. Re-explore the outcomes of past events, find a better future. Woo, AUG victorious, but Axis rises. Oh no! Luckily, you know, we already prevented Operation Apollo. So we can do Kilimanjaro! Again!
Kamille unit, let's do it!
I think after we finish up this timeline for Kamille, I'm gonna end the stream, though. My throat is starting to get itchy.
Who is it?
You've come to push me around. You're the ones who stole all my memories.
Ford, stop! Don't fight! Stop! Think about what you're doing! You're not well!
So the Zeta Gundam.
Ford, stop!
You're in front of me, you cocky bastard.
Wasn't Emma only 18 or like 20 or something like that? I mean, Kamille was 17. It's only a small difference.
Useless.
I'll get you!
Shit, I've dated people older.
Take that! Got my way!
Oh, is Emma 24? Eh, it's only 7 years. That's not too far. I know Ultron / Wu Fei is the least liked character in Wing, like, in polls. And Quattro showing up or not is kind of up to them. I'm not quite sure about that one. Good job, Nemo. You got this. Now, Darian, that's what you're into? Ultron is an otaku. Remember, his wife embodies everything about him. His mobile suit, his hair, his toothbrush, his lunch.
I'm returning.
Hey, we got the actual Psycho Gundam this time. Ah, it's ground use only. Wow, look at that coloring. I keep saving 4 for no reason. I want to believe that she's happy, damn it. I want to believe.
It started.
Yeah, I really think that's a different voice actor from the main guy.
Why did you get in my way? Got in my way.
It's all over if they fire at the Titan fleet!
Scirocco! You're the man called Scirocco. If we don't take him out now, it'll mean real trouble later. I won't let you get away with that!
He's mine! Get back! Can't win!
Show me how smart you are, Mr. Scirocco.
Oh god, it's Jared.
Why did you come? Your time is over.
I bet you Jared calls Scirocco Scirocco-sama too. Goddamn weirdo.
Become a true Newtype, Char. A mongrel like you,
Char isn't here!
understand?
This isn't a game! Kamille here, I'm returning.
Wow, the Titans have been wiped out by the Grip's colony laser. Axis declares war against the Earth Federation. So we're defeating Dozle at Aboa Ku.
Kamille unit, let's do it!
Like, what is going on?
Something's calling. Who is it?
Oh, it doesn't have a... Why are they using Gazas if they had time to develop things? The Gaza's not a good idea. I am banking on the idea that Big Zom is here. If he isn't, this fight is completely not a good idea.
Why did you get in my way?
Final victory will be ours. I'm launching.
That's the plan. Yes it is. I have to be careful to avoid main beam though. Wow, Garma's still here too. Wow, I'm actually gonna get my ass kicked by not Dozle, but Garma.
Why do you kill people so easily? Die!
Yeah.
We lost.
I ignored Garma for too long, and Garma and whoever that other Gelgoog pilot were kicked my ass.
Kamille be done. Let's do it.
So I was trying to kill Garma real quick so that I could, yeah, so I could go back to fighting Big Zom, but that didn't work out.
He's good.
Yeah, we were making fun of Garma earlier.
Why did you get in my way?
We were joking about Char being his boyfriend and them going out on dates and stuff. Because someone brought up Charma, which is the popular Garma Char ship.
You. Why did you get in my way? Take that.
Garma. But then again, Garma is like, you know, in his early 20s and trying to prove himself to his family, whereas Pap Smear is just kind of an asshole.
Take that.
Garma unit launch.
Going low.
Paptimus's real name is Pap Smear Scirocco. Slugger's been retired for 7 years. Him and Mirai are off in Tahiti, which is only mostly underwater. Yeah, the only downside is the beam rifle hurts Big Zom in this one, but the mega beam rifle doesn't. So the grenade launchers could be useful, but they aren't as much. I'm just using the head Vulcans as chip damage. I don't actually mean for it to really do anything. Don't know why I transformed there, but I did. To be honest, I should have brought the Gundam and the Gundam Hammer. I could have made that one easy. Oh, easy. 'Cause I do have that. Really? Really, Amuro? Oh, no, it's the Gelgoog. Okay. I can't use the Psycho Gundam. And the Psycho Gundam Mark II got screwed over by the by Garma. Yeah, but the Psycho Gundam's ground only in this game. Oh my god. He clipped me with his knee. It didn't want to transform, game. Oh well.
Kamille here. I'm returning.
Yeah, we could have done that so much easier with Gundam Hammer. Hey, we get to go inside Aboku. I believe we fight Hamon in this one. Hamon and
Do it.
McCuve.
How many are there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what they consider space and what they don't in this game is real weird. like Texas colony is, you know, considered ground. Yeah. Yep, McCuve's here. He's still in his Zeon too.
I'm an ally.
Yeah, I just fought I fought Dozle and Garma in the last stage, so yep, McCuve and Haman. I know Char shows up eventually as well, but he's in the red Hyakushiki. He doesn't do something funny like use the Gelgoog.
Is it Char? No. Who is it?
So you're Haman.
Yeah, for some reason Char's joined the enemy and Amuro is the main guy in the AUG in this one.
You're that Newtype.
Come on, you bring nothing but misery!
Silence, hypocrite.
Okay.
Say, you're the one responsible for these delusions.
Come on, stop!
How dare you meddle with my mind? You should be ashamed, hypocrite.
No, don't! We really might be able to understand each other if only things were a little different.
Silence, or as bad as Char. But I can never forgive you for your consumption.
Not yet.
Damn it.
What is this feeling?
Mr. Amuro!
Haman feels a little different from Rama.
Mr. Amuro.
I know what you are, Haman Khan. You're someone who shouldn't be allowed to exist anymore.
Well, it's the Hakoshiki, but if you use it as the Titans or Zeon, it's red.
Kamille here,
Well,
I'm returning.
pinkish. But yeah, it's the Zero Shiki, basically.
Kamille unit, let's do it!
Nice, congrats, Soul Awaken. I had mine last month. I'm old
How
now.
many are there? This isn't an Got in my way!
Hey, Gates is here. Oh, and wow, he's in a Psycho Gundam Mark II. Wonder what caused that.
Right, it's me, your brother!
This one's actually really difficult, just because of all the stuff they have.
Crushed my brother and my parents.
Those are me!
Yeah, so the Zeta Gundam always had grenade launchers in the arm. There's 4 of them, technically. 2 two-barreled grenade launchers.
Won't let you bring the sky down.
But you can only use them if you use the big gun. That's why I'm using it this time.
One more time! Please become my sister Rosalie!
In the novel, Rosemi was actually looked like his mom. And so when he had to kill his mom, dark things happened.
The Psycho Gundam's dangerous.
But originally the plan was to make it look like his mom. But they didn't go with that in the end. And also, for some reason, the Titans are using Gaza Seas, which is weird.
Is it you? I'll destroy the system.
I'll do it, I know this is...
Okay. Now they're using DOMs too? What the hell?
Are you sure?
No, Rosalie, don't make me do this! I'm going to have to shoot you down! Out of my way!
Not yet.
Though, impressively, Amuro is still rocking the Gundam. So I make fun of them using DOMs, but like Amuro's still using that freaking Gundam, man. To be fair though, the armor is probably the best still.
Stop it on an hour! Not yet!
Oh wow. Hyper Mega. Oh, they don't have eye fields, do they? It might only be Big Zom in this game.
You wouldn't have died.
Yeah.
Kamille here. I'm returning.
God, that accuracy rating. And we got it! Ah yeah, guys, we got it. That thing you probably didn't expect to be in this game. So we either have the double beam rifle or the double cannon. I don't know why it's called the double cannon.
Kamille unit, let's do it.
The big ass charge laser. We'll use that a little bit. Yes, we are no longer an anime.
Something's calling me. Who is it?
Sadly, it doesn't transform though, so it just moves forward. But it fires 2 shots from its beam rifle that does a lot of damage. So spoilers, Judo and Peru exist. Most of the Double Zeta crew is actually in the game, files-wise, but it's never actually used for anything. So, like, Chara, Michello, a couple of the Federation guys, Glemmy, they're all here, they're just not used in the game. And there's no models for them. Oh, hey! Guess what? It's a Peru clone! I love the beam saber on them though, because you can hit like people in a cone in front of you instead of just the person in front of you. So it's really easy to hit multiple people with melee. Ah, I missed.
Don't hit me lightly.
Honestly, if the unicorn was in this, I'd probably like it a bit less. Because the unicorn would just be bullshit compared to everything else. Because, like, in all honesty, the Double Zeta kind of sucks. Because, like, it has cool abilities, but it does about the same damage as the Zeta does, and it's slower. But it can do that. Yes, Lala's still alive, too. Who would have saw that coming? You know, they probably would have gave the unicorn to, or the Banshee to Amuro if he was still alive. Like the Earth Federation would have.
Why do I have goosebumps?
That would be a scary fight. Also, I'm pretty sure Amuro would become God King of the Earth Federation.
The thoughts of other people and their will become your power. Is that what a Newtype is?
Yeah, I just murdered Amuro, but it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Get the hell out of here! Come on, Con!
I actually thought I had to unlock Amuro to get to this point. Or to unlock the Double Zeta. But I wanted to try it.
Don't hit me lightly.
Because at least my first time playing through this, I had beat Amuro's before I beat Camille's.
Don't hit me lightly.
Thanks, Amuro. Thanks, Amuro.
Don't hit me lightly.
If you hadn't come up, you wouldn't have died.
If Amuro had survived CCA,
Kamille,
you know when the sleeves went in and attacked the Rock Hallam and the Rock Hallam barely fought him off? Amuro would deploy out of the front of the Rock Hallam and absolutely murder everyone. And there you go, guys. That was the perfect ending. That is the ending to this entire game. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, you should like. If you didn't, you should dislike. We'll be back for more eventually. Probably next week. We still got a shitload to do. But that is the end. Perfect ending, at least. So now I can flip through the different types or things. Storylines. Come on. Okay, I thought it froze. Yep. We have completed all of Kamille. We've done 10% of Quattro, 12 of Apolli, 14 of Roberto, 0 of Emma. We've completed Fa, Katz, Kai, Sayla, Slegger, half of Jared, all of Lilla. It does that thing where if you hit sideways, it jumps. I hate that. Basically none of the Titans. Very little of Char and Garma, Rumble Rawl. We're almost done with Guy and Ortega. Micuve, I thought Micuve was only one storyline. Apparently not. There's also a bunch of characters we don't know about that we haven't unlocked yet. Hey, we unlocked something in Benefit. Oh yes, you should give me money on Patreon. I have one of those, I think. I think I do. You should also, get me a coffee, like my video, subscribe to me on Twitch, eat a sandwich, light yourself on fire. No, not that last one. That'd be illegal. But yes, give me all your monies. Aw, no, I can't do it yet. Damn it. You can hit, yeah, you can go to results at any time you want. It's also this kind of stuff, the missions we've done, how many times we failed, our success rates, our Newtype evaluations, playtime, all that junk. We're 99% out of like 350. Yeah, so we got the good ending for Kamille. We need to do all of Quattro, all of Apolli, Roberto, Emma. Amuro, we need to finish up as well, the stuff down here. We've done Fa and Katz, Ryu, Hayato. Yes, I will write a Charma fanfiction if you guys give me like $100 a month on Patreon. Oh, you need to get in all 3 factions? That's bull. Okay. Alright, so... Alright, so we'll finish up, we'll try to finish up Titans next week, and then Zeon the week after? But yes, if you didn't spend it on Gunpla, I would be insulted. The fact that you did is good. But yeah. There's another, there's like, I believe we actually have to do Lala surviving with Yazan as well, and then finish up that storyline and we unlock like accelerated Newtype development or something like that. And we get Kamille Titans and then Lala as part of the Titans. And then that'll help us get to the perfect ending with Jared. And we just have to do a bunch of shit to get Axis / the Zeon done. Which we've already mostly unlocked that stuff, we just have to do it. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream here, guys. So I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, you should like. If you didn't, you should dislike. You should totally give me money on all them money services, because I need that or something. Now, if you want to give me money, you can. I won't actually say no. But we're at 99%, because that's how percentages work. Yeah, you got here right at the end. Like, we just won the perfect ending with Kamille, so now we gotta, you know, go do this with Char, and then a couple of other people. We need to save Rumbarol, make sure he survives his ordeal. We need to finish up MASH, and apparently a ton of stuff with McCuve. And then Lala. But we'll do that later. Maybe I'll stream this on Wednesday. Maybe something else. I don't know. Yeah, folks, good night. I am very, very itchy-throated now.